Hi guys, Tyler here, back with another great special edition on Focus on Astrophotography. Today's episode is Dear Mrs. Hotpixel. I love that title. It's a funny title. Our special guest today is Simon Lewis. We're going to discuss equipment issues, mainly camera side, and some other post-processing and any other type of things. We're both customer service representatives for obviously Explore Scientific, Simon ZWO, and we've compiled a list of mainly issues that customers have that they don't know quite how to troubleshoot or fix themselves, and they mainly just jump the gun before trying to diagnose. So we're going to try to give you some diagnosing techniques on how to determine if your equipment is actually faulty or if it's just possible user error, which I hate to say it. I've done it. Simon's called me out and done it because I forget to turn power on mounts and other things. So he calls me out on it. Some of it's about 99% user error, which it happens. We get this nice shiny new thing and we're overwhelmed with it, and then we forget how to use it. But Simon, appreciate you coming back, and I'm glad that we're able to discuss this because we've both been back and forth on these particular topics, and it's amazing how quick they just jump the gun saying that the equipment's faulty. It's literally it's almost instantaneous. It's camera's bad. I need a new one. Well, and that's why as customer service reps, we always, well, if you tried to do some troubleshooting, nope, the camera's faulty. I'm sending it back. So, Simon, how do you handle some of the crazy questions that you get over at ZWO?
Take a walk around the block before I answer them. So I wouldn't say they use error. I think a lot of it is not understanding the equipment, not understanding what you're seeing. And a lot of it is a learning process and actually being able to look at something and know what you're looking at and go, I can identify what that is. So all of these topics and questions that we're going to walk through here are they're typical topics that we get every day on the support desk. And a lot of the time, they don't actually require an email. It's just a little bit of misunderstanding. So you can basically self-help if you've got a little bit of knowledge as to what you've got. And as I say, a lot of it is you've got some new equipment, don't understand what you're seeing, and then think, oh, my camera's defective. Actually, dead out of the box cameras or faulty cameras are a very small percentage of
Very
the
rare.
cameras that we sell, and most of them that you can fix them yourself, or when you look at them and go, "Oh, I understand what I'm seeing." So it's
So, some of the questions that I've gotten, mainly about hot pixels or dead pixels. How do you, or as some people say, it's developed the measles. The measles. How do you? Oh no. Well, technically, the measles are what, the colder spots. When I see a cold spot on the camera, is that what the measles is on that one?
so.
If I look,
You follow the script that I gave you,
yeah, yeah.
honestly. So we quite often get customers calling in
Mm-hmm.
and they say, "I've got black spots on my camera." Or white spots, and sometimes they go away, sometimes they don't. And the answer to that is more than likely what they are seeing is ice forming on the sensor. And it's particularly bad if you're in a very humid environment. So, we have had a few people emailing us from
Mm-hmm.
Florida, for example, and they've got really humid evenings. They're outside imaging. We've actually put some controls in place in the ASCOM drivers to actually slow the cooling down, actually, to try and alleviate this. But I would say if you're getting ice spots appearing, it'll look like dust or as I say, the measles across the
Yeah.
sensor. Sometimes it appears and will then disappear. Sometimes it stays. The answer to this is it's not unusual. The best way to deal with that is to cool much slower and to cool in steps. So, maybe cool to just a couple of degrees, like 2 degrees or something like that. Let that cool before you start imaging, and then cool down in steps. And with a lot
Mm-hmm.
of the modern cameras, you don't need to go crazy in terms of temperature to get
Mm-hmm.
low noise image. So they don't have to be like -30 to get the best image, and you can quite often get away with that. Now, older cameras, if you are suffering from this, potentially you may need to refresh the desiccant in the ZWO camera, and there's a guide on the
Mm-hmm.
website for that as well. And you can buy spare desiccants, etc. So um, there's no particular rhyme or reason for these in terms of sensor size, or particular cameras are worse than others. But yes, cooling slower and letting that sensor stabilize is the best way to do that.
What about a dew strap? I mean, I know some ZWO cameras have a little built-in dew heater, essentially.
Yeah,
Uh, what if adding an external dew strap would help
yeah.
if you keep it
You
low as
can
far as
actually buy an
power?
accessory. Yeah, yeah. You can actually buy an accessory for those. The later cameras, the bigger cameras, have
Mm-hmm.
polyamide heaters built into the top of the camera, and you can turn those on and off from software. So that's also something to check. Make sure that you've got
Mm-hmm.
that turned on. And
Mm-hmm.
if you've got one of the older cameras that doesn't have that heater, you can buy an add-on um,
Mm-hmm.
that just raises the temperature of the actual sensor housing, not the actual sensor itself, and that can help. Um,
Okay.
so
Just
yeah,
kind of
that
stabilize the
will
air